Traveling is about broadening horizons and connecting with the world, but for some, it's not always a warm welcome. Today, we're exploring 15 countries where Black travelers have reported unwelcoming environments due to systemic issues, cultural biases, or outright racism. Let's dive in, uncover why these countries made the list, and share tips on navigating these challenges while staying safe. Stick around till the end for actionable advice. Before we start, let's be clear. This isn't about painting entire nations with one brush. It's about sharing documented experiences to help you make informed decisions. Each place on this list has unique circumstances, and not everyone will have the same experience. Let's begin. The 15 countries, structured countdown. 15. Russia. Russia's stunning architecture and rich history make it a popular destination, but for Black travelers, it's often a mixed experience. Reports of racial profiling by police, derogatory comments, and outright violence in smaller towns are concerning. Moscow and St. Petersburg, being more cosmopolitan, are somewhat better, but stares and unsolicited attention remain common. Racism is especially prominent during political unrest, and travelers are advised to stay in well-populated areas. 14. China. China's rapid modernization hasn't fully addressed its lack of cultural awareness. Many Black visitors face overt stares and even people taking photos without consent. In smaller cities, stereotypes fueled by media portrayals lead to outright discrimination. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, African nationals in Guangzhou reported being unfairly targeted with evictions and health restrictions. While metropolitan cities like Beijing and Shanghai offer some relief, it's wise to tread carefully. 13. Italy. Italy's historical charm and food draw millions of tourists annually, but racism lurks beneath the surface. Black travelers often report microaggressions, particularly in less touristy areas of the north. Incidents such as racist chants at soccer matches and public confrontations have marred Italy's image. While southern regions like Sicily are more inclusive due to their diverse history, the overall experience can be unpredictable. 12. Japan. Japan's society values politeness and order, but its homogeneity can make outsiders feel unwelcome. While Tokyo and Osaka are relatively more inclusive, Black visitors often deal with a sense of being an anomaly. Reports of being denied entry to restaurants and clubs, or facing overly curious and sometimes offensive questions, are common. The experience is often one of ignorance rather than outright hostility, but it can still be uncomfortable. 11. Poland. Poland is a culturally rich country, but racism remains a significant issue, particularly in the context of its political climate. Black travelers have reported verbal abuse and hostile stares, especially in rural areas. Public incidents, including confrontations on public transport, have been documented. Warsaw and Krakow offer a more international atmosphere, but caution is advised. 10. South Korea. South Korea's growing popularity as a cultural hub hasn't eliminated its struggles with racism. Black travelers frequently report being subjected to microaggressions and even outright discrimination. For instance, job seekers often find their skin color impacts their opportunities, particularly in English teaching roles. Nightclubs in Seoul have been known to deny entry to Black patrons outright, citing vague policies. 9. Ukraine. Ukraine's current political situation has brought international attention, but racial bias remains a concern. Black travelers often report uncomfortable experiences in public, including name-calling and harassment. The lack of diversity in many areas contributes to ignorance and prejudice, making it one of the more challenging destinations for Black visitors. 8. Greece. Greece's beautiful islands and historical sites are a dream for many, but racial tensions occasionally surface. Migrant issues have created a negative perception of people of African descent, and Black tourists sometimes report stares, rude comments, or even denial of service in certain establishments. Athens is relatively more inclusive, but experiences can vary widely. 7. Hungary. In Hungary, racial biases are frequently fueled by political rhetoric. While Budapest attracts a cosmopolitan crowd, Black travelers have reported verbal harassment, stares, and a lack of support in public situations. Smaller towns, in particular, can be unwelcoming, with few resources available to address discrimination. 6. Czech Republic. The Czech Republic, known for its picturesque Prague, is another place where Black travelers report mixed experiences. While the city center is generally safe, encounters with racism, particularly in nightclubs or public transport, are not uncommon. Many Black expats have shared stories of being followed in stores or treated differently in professional settings. 5. Turkey. Turkey, a melting pot of cultures, might seem surprising on this list, but Black travelers frequently report microaggressions and inappropriate curiosity. In some cases, this crosses into blatant discrimination, particularly in smaller towns away from Istanbul. While Turkey's hospitality industry is generally welcoming, subtle biases are often evident. 4. Germany. Germany's past looms large, and while progress has been made, racism persists. Black travelers have reported instances of verbal abuse and even violence in areas with far-right activity. Cities like Berlin are more accepting due to their diversity, but smaller towns and rural regions can be challenging to navigate as a Black visitor. 3. Brazil. Despite Brazil's rich African heritage, racism is a systemic issue. Black travelers often report feeling the effects of colorism, with lighter-skinned individuals receiving preferential treatment. Incidents of police profiling and discrimination in upscale neighborhoods are also common. 2. Libya. Libya's reputation for hostility toward Black people stems from its role as a hub for human trafficking. Black travelers and migrants alike face harassment, violence, and even slavery in extreme cases. This makes Libya one of the most dangerous destinations for Black visitors. 1. Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia's treatment of Black individuals has long been criticized, with many workers of African descent facing discrimination. Black travelers report a lack of respect in public interactions, with incidents ranging from verbal abuse to outright hostility. While tourism in cities like Riyadh and Jeddah is growing, racial biases remain deeply ingrained in society. These examples show the challenges of navigating a world where bias still exists. However, it's essential to remember that individuals' experiences vary, and progress is being made in many places. Tips for staying safe as a Black traveler. Do your research. Know the cultural norms and challenges before you go. Stay visible. Stick to populated areas, particularly in rural regions. Network with locals. Connect with expat communities or local allies. Have emergency contacts. Keep embassy and local support numbers handy. Closing CTA, a message of empowerment. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who loves to travel. Don't forget to subscribe for more travel tips and stories, and hit the bell icon to stay updated. Drop your thoughts or travel experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear from you.